Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, may I have your attention, please? Because zooming to you from the digital universe somewhere, we don't even know where this is. Our Out Fiesta episode 203, the Talbot Family Horror Podcast. I am your host and humble narrator, Richard Houghton.
He is. He totally is.
Please give it up for our amazing cast, Juliana Briscoe.
That's me.
Kristen Keith.
Woo!
And Rob Hudspeth. Got a quick question. What is in your trunk right now of your vehicle? And if you don't have a trunk, like I have a truck, right? So in the trunk of my vehicle right now, I have a piece of cardboard, I have one sheet, I have a wadded up shirt, I have a broken plastic container that none of them have been touched in probably 6 years. Rob, what do you have in the back of your vehicle?
Well, in the very back of I have a hatchback, and there's nothing back there but my back seat. Let's see, I have about, an empty box. I have the headrest for the back seat sitting in the floorboard. I have an umbrella. I have a pillow. I have a baby doll. I have a box of Kleenex.
Aren't we just talking about the trunk?
That's boring.
Or the whole car? Oh.
I don't have anything in the very back of my car.
Oh, yeah.
So I just went with my back seat. So you're welcome to, divulge.
Kristen?
Trunk?
Yes, trunk.
We'll be here all night if I tell everything else, because my car is my trash can.
Fair enough.
In my trunk, it's a hatchback as well, and it's got clothing items from, it was wardrobe stuff, options for like 20 different films back. I never take clothes back out of the trunk after filming.
That's what my truck shirt is also, actually.
There you go.
What about you, Jules?
Okay, Richard, you keep asking me, and the evidence was inconclusive. There's no dead bodies in the back of my trunk. Stop asking.
I thought I could get it out of you this time.
I know. It's not going to happen.
All right.
Statute of limitation is 2 years. It's been 10.
Wow.
I'm absolved of any allegations? Something like that. My lawyer tells me this.
That's fine. I won't serve the subpoena then. How
There
about
you go.
that? All
Statute
right.
of limitations up. I'm good. I'm clear.
As always, tonight's podcast is based on a true story. Hey, great news.
We've canceled tonight's show?
We've hired new writers.
You've finally gotten rid of your walking mono?
No to all of that, specifically on the walking mono part. I mean, at this point, consider me a mono sprinkler.
I was already considering you as such.
Yeah, that can't be great news. Mono sprinkler.
It's not. I'm not a big fan of that nickname, by the way.
So what is the great news?
We're reprising one of our award-winning premises.
Wait, what awards have we ever won?
We sweep the Foffies every year.
If those awards even exist, they're bogus.
What's the premise?
Oh, please don't let it be.
The Talbot Family Horror Podcast.
Yeah, the Talbot Family Horror Podcast.
Yeah, that's the one that's hosted by the monster siblings.
Yes.
And what award did it win?
Honorable mention.
Yeah, that seems about right. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's fiesta. Talbot Family Horror Podcast.
Welcome back to the Talbot Family Horror Podcast, Okra Blossoms. We're glad to have you. Before we dive right into our honorable mention award-winning content, we'd like to tell you, French fried Madam Alexander dolls, a little about ourselves.
Don't go there. Why would they care about that?
Well, you ever hear of trying to keep the villagers from burning you to death with torches by trying to evoke their empathy? Malformed Cheerio.
Fine. Don't have the cow, man.
I'll go first. I'm the alpha.
More like the alfalfa.
Little rascals, burn, face.
All right, I was a failed guitarist.
No way! Oh, the guitar is the single most vital instrument in the history of music.
I was a failed guitarist that sold the top shelf parts of my soul to Diablo in return for 15 tennis balls and becoming the world's greatest guitar musician in the world. You should hear me play Sister Christian.
Oh, I have done it so many times to Sister Christian that whenever I hear that song, Biscuit Duster, I look for something to put over the wet spot.
No, there's a catch. Every time I play my guitar, I turn into a ravenous werewolf.
But guitars are hot, Billy Goat Pudding. Nora's blacking out a bit from the absence, but pecan. Would you please carry on, Natalie?
I died of injuries sustained in full, not Putin brand neurotoxin. Inside my womb chamber was horse meat and mutton.
The trot and bleat.
The trot and bleat. Preserved in leper's nutsack, as was our custom.
Such a glamorous custom.
And nothing but the trot and bleat to sustain me. I had no documented connection with the KGB.
And why do you keep bringing it up? Hey, there's another werewolf in that car. Roll down the window. I want to bark at him.
Archaeologists found cannabis in a container near my body, which was used to relieve the chronic pain I suffered.
Chronic something.
Yeah, I was getting jiggy with it. Some a-hole archaeologist disturbed my tomb, and I've been kind of dick since then. Hey, Lloyd, how about you tell us about yourself, eh?
There's not much to tell.
No duh. I was being polite.
As you can see, I'm an 8-foot tall, hideously ugly creation.
No, there's no way you're more than 7 feet 8 inches, Crawdad Dumpling.
A hideously ugly, well over 7 foot tall, hideously ugly creation.
With translucent yellow skin.
Translucent.
Oh.
Thank you.
Pulled so tight over his body that it barely disguises workings of arteries, muscles underneath.
Don't forget my watery, glowing eyes, glowing black hair, black lips, and prominent white teeth.
That's what you look like. What's your backstory?
How the hell would I know? I'm a reanimated corpse. Wrap us up, Nora.
If there's any wrapping up to do, it should be me. Get it? Because I am mummy? Huh?
Squirrel!
Details are a little sketchy about my background, Praline Sugars, but some say I was executed for committing multiple murders.
Yeah, most say that. There are pictures, sworn testimony, files of evidence.
These alleged crimes involved about a dozen bodies, drained of their blood.
Human blood is delicious.
Well, not. I prefer pecan sandies.
I can take human blood or leave it.
The bodies of my alleged victims were discovered after a bloodied young woman managed to escape from from the killer's apartment.
You tracked her and killed her?
Of course, I'm a sucking vampire, my little watered up juicy fruits.
Tonight, we have content for you on such topics as horror. Why do I even try?
We'll start by showing a clip from one of my favorite. Oh wait, with my ear that itches. I'll scratch it with my foot.
Lawrence!
Well, we'll start by showing a clip from the werewolf One of my favorite werewolf films followed later in the show with my one-on-one interview with Ruth Reed, one of the stars of the film.
So, we'll also be showing a clip from one of my favorite mummy films, Gore of the Mummy. Followed later in show with my Hilla Fly the Bomb one-on-one interview with Barack Heston, one of the stars from the film.
Another clip from Frankenstein, 1982.
Frankenstein.
The Frankenstein estate refused to release the rights for this movie. And a clip from Frankenstein 1982, one of my favorite Frankenstein movies, followed later in the show with my one-on-one interview with Patsy Kelly, one of the stars from the film.
We'll also see a clip from my favorite vampire movie, Craving for a Vampire. Not at all scratchy, burlap sack. Later in the show, my one-on-one interview with Chad Jacks, one of the film stars.
Lawrence, stop devouring that peasant, eh?
Oh, my bad.
All right, you're up.
I'm always up, if you catch my drift.
Gross.
The Werewolf is a flick about two scientists who come across a car accident and find an unconscious couple in the wreckage.
I am a scientist.
I, too, am a scientist. Look at that wreckage.
Oh, it's an unconscious couple. Ugh.
Let's see if a little jumper cables to the genitalia will wake you up.
Hey, I'm up. I am up.
Better shock him to be sure.
You got it. What about her?
Unconscious, like 100% conscious. No shocking is necessary for me, that's for sure.
They take him back to the lab and inject him with a serum they have been working on.
Let's inject him with a serum we've been working on.
I love injecting strangers with experimental serums.
It is very fun.
We're very badly injured.
Will you be injecting us with healing vitamins?
Sorta.
Unfortunately, the serum turns them into ravenous werewolves.
Oh, that's just great.
We're werewolves now.
And we're ravenous.
Maybe not ravenous, but I could eat.
Shoes are going to cost a fortune.
You'd be surprised how fast werewolves go through shoes.
Is that the end of, is that the end of your clip, Mr. Garland?
Yes. Fantastic clip from a fantastic movie.
Carpenter B. Olax.
Brings gentle relief.
From a line of live, hungry for stool, Carpenter B stool softeners.
Carpenter Biolax laxative suppositories and applicators. Yeah, buddy.
Carpenter B. Olax brings you gentle, reliable relief from constipation as the bees scatter from your rectum.
The bees devour hard, dry stools and may cause irregular bowel movements.
Next up is quick clip from my favorite movie, Gore from the Mummy's Tomb, which I consider all that and bag of chip. In Gore from Mummy's Tomb, in an expedition led by Professor Fuchs, locates an unmarked tomb of Hera, an evil Egyptian queen.
Hey, this is a sucking great expedition. I'm a sucking kick-ass professor. Oh, wait, Holy Toledo. What's this?
It's the unmarked tomb of an evil Egyptian queen, i.e. me.
What was that?
Voiceover narration, dumbass.
A cabal of priests, Barak and Ruth, drugged her into state of suspended animation and buried her with all of her evil relics with her.
I am so glad we joined this cabal.
Me too. Our Cabal credit union is awesome.
I'm also glad it's a long time in the past.
Are we in a flashback?
We sure are, baby.
Fuchs is obsessed with Tara and takes her mummy and sarcophagus back to England.
You're coming with me, mummy chick.
I would object, but I'm in a state of suspended animation.
Fuchs secretly recreates her tomb under his nose.
I mean, there's not a damn thing unusual about recreating a tomb under my house.
In the house would have been a better option.
Eventually, Tara rises from the tomb.
Enough of this tomb business. They are so uncomfortable. Now that I'm resurrected, I'm going on a strangling rampage.
Mummies live to sucking strangle. Don't be bugging out, man. Next up, Lloyd has clip from his favorite Frankenstein movie.
I'd like to show you a part of a clip from my favorite reanimated creature film, Frankenstein, 1982, a production so low budget they couldn't afford to call it Frankenstein. By day, Dr. Frankenstein works innocuously in her lab by day with her assistant, Lumpy.
It is 11 a.m. and we're working innocuously in our lab.
Actually, I'm working pretty innocuously. Pretty offensive crap.
But at night she works to perfect Monstrosio, a monstrosity pieced together from dead bodies.
Monstrosio is so glorious.
It's missing a hand.
Well, take that, guys.
But I'm still alive and using it.
Kill Monstrosio.
I kill, but not destroy hand.
Him's a good monster. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's so good.
Once completed, the behemoth escapes from the lab and embarks on a killing spree.
Monstrosio, kill.
After a quick pop-up ad, it's a short clip from Nora's favorite vampire movie.
Is humor more right for you?
Humor works to help smooth the ups and downs that happen with no sense of humor disorder.
That man just tripped on a banana peel.
I don't get it.
Humor more helps smooth the ups and downs that happen with no sense of humor disorder.
I mean, studies have shown humor more can
Improve overall depressive and manic symptoms.
I don't get it.
Treat mixed symptoms of depression and mania at the same time.
reduce the overall seriousness of the situation.
The whoopee cushion.
Sat on it and it sounded like a fart. I don't get it.
Side effects of humor more include
Nausea,
Tremors.
Hair loss,
sexual problems,
weight gain,
Liver damage.
kidney damage,
diarrhea.
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 Before starting humor more, please see your doctor for accompanying prompts. Our final clip of the night, Sugar Baby Doll Lamb Surprises, is my favorite vampire movie, Craving for a Vampire. In 1830, at a finishing school in Garland, Marcella arrives as a new student.
I'm here, and I'm a new student.
A visiting author, Baby Lestrange, instantly falls in love with her.
That's a lovely new student. I am immediately in love.
But Marcella is actually the vampire Carmilla Karnstein, who has been resurrected by her vampiric family.
What are you doing, family?
We're resurrecting you.
What hurt?
No more painful than a gerbil giving birth to a rhino.
Yeah.
Arise! Live among the living.
Drink a buttload of blood.
As students in the school, inhabitants of the nearby village, and those who suspect Marcella is responsible start to die.
Right. I have been vampiring the crap out of the students in this Garland finishing school.
Suspicion turns toward the Karnsteins and their ominous castle. Craving for a vampire, rent it from your local blockbuster. Next up, Lawrence's one-on-one with Ruth Reed.
Thank you so much for joining me, Ruth. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed your movie.
No mouth?
Oh, no, okay, I am physiologically capable of telling you, and I will. I enjoyed your performance in The Werewolf very much.
Oh, thank you.
But before I savagely slash your throat to drink your blood,
Pardon?
I'd like to talk with you a little about your early career.
Parts of it are pretty hazy.
Is it true that your early work won you childhood stardom, while the sleeper hit Shaved Ducks catapulted you to teen idol status?
Catapults have been very important to my career.
After starring in Rancho Cucamonga, you quickly became the subject of intense media coverage.
Didn't my agent tell you that I was uncomfortable with this topic?
Yes, she was delicious. Due to a series of personal struggles and legal troubles, as well as a number of stints in rehabilitation facilities due to substance abuse.
Look, dude, if you're gonna kill me, just kill me. I'm done with this interview. Lawrence, big teeth you have.
Ex-pests.
Tiny domestic mutant infestations require expert solutions to effectively remove and prevent them from returning for sequels.
Our tiny domestic magnetos are trained in the latest methods of searching and removing X-pests from your loft.
We seal up entry points throughout your shed, including your mouth, if you ask too many questions.
Ex-pest repellents are an effective line of defense against these highly trained Mutant Academy-trained pests, and we make sure to use the utmost care when handling these chemicals. Some make them stronger.
For mortals who are concerned about tiny mutant control, screw you bitches. My one-on-one interview is with Barak Heston, one of the stars of Gore from the Mummy's Tomb. Thank you so much for joining me, Barak.
Aha, the pleasure is all yours.
Yeah. And would you mind giving me better direct access to your neck for strangling home slice?
Okay, well, is this better?
Sure is, thank you. While I enjoy your priest character in Gore from the Mummy's Tomb.
My character had a name.
What was your character name?
Well, I don't remember, but he had one.
And thank you for keeping things irrelevant, Scrub. I wanted to hear more about your early career before I strangle you.
Pardon?
I'd like to hear more about your early career.
Well, after the war,
What war was that?
the war on poverty,
Continue.
my wife and my second wife and I lived in Hell's Breakfast Nook, where we worked as artist models.
Full frontal.
The fullest.
Yeah, I've heard enough. Do you want to do this easy way or hard way?
Easy way. Yeah, struggling ways. So much.
Next up, it's Lloyd's one-on-one interview with Patsy.
I'm still breathing. It's bad form to murder your interviewees. I should warn the others. Too late. Snap neck. Up next, on the time for the up next, on the Talbot Family Horror Podcast. It's my one-on-one interview with Patsy Kelly from Frankenstein 1982. Welcome, Patsy.
Great to be here. Would you please stop lifting me up over my head as if you're going to toss me from the roof of a castle?
We'll see. I was impressed by your performance as Dr. Frankenstein's assistant, Lumpy.
Thank you.
But I wanted to talk more about your early career.
My life is an open book.
I don't understand what that means. How can a life be an open book?
My career began at age 4. I made a television commercial for a bathtub doll called Splishworks.
Wasn't that the bathtub doll that was projectile vomiting toxin solvents on children before it was recalled?
No comment. Okay, after that, I appeared regularly in commercials, making 25 of them before the age of 5.
Were all of them for projectile vomiting toys?
After that, I started booking episodic TV. What are you doing?
Raising my arms in a menacing way, preparing to either strangle you or toss you from something tall.
Okay, do it quick. If I'm not dying, I really need to pee.
Up next, it's Natalie's one-on-one with Chad.
And do you monsters just have guests on your show so that you can violently murder them?
It's good for the ratings. And what the suck else are monsters going to do with guests? Here comes another pop-up ad.
Brenda Clam is a trial attorney in Podcast City with a focus on monster litigation.
Ms. Clam has helped monsters protect their rights and interests when they become involved in wrongful death and mutilation lawsuits.
The law office of Brenda Clam offers personalized service, limited fire, no mirrors, or anything that would cause undue anxiety to her monster clients.
Brenda Clam brings her monster clients peace of mind and pieces of corpses robbed from local graves to assist when dealing with their legal cases.
Chad, Dumpling darling, I can't tell you how thrilled I am to have you here. So I won't even try. Chad Jack, ladies and gentlemen.
Since when can mommies get sucking herpes from necrophiliac trysts? I am bugging out.
Nora, seeing you tonight has been one of my life's greatest pleasures.
Oh, yeah, we're speaking about great pleasures, Boston baked beans. I would take great pleasure in drinking your blood.
Say that again?
Yeah, and I'd prefer it if you didn't put up a fight.
What if I do?
I'll still win. I'll just include a little extra humiliation cabbage scrunchie.
Okay, so how bad will the humiliation be?
Is there such a thing as good humiliation?
I guess not.
I guess not.
Oh, wow, that was humiliating.
I'd like to remind our viewers about Chad Jack's illustrious career. Who can forget Mantix, a private eye who dodged cars in parking garages?
Yes, Mantix was originally produced by Fopelu Productions. What are you doing?
I'm preparing to puncture holes in your throat, lambskin kitty cat, and then, drink some of that delicious blood.
I have always thought of, my blood as being quite tasty.
Well, I'll just puncture the throat and inject vampire juice to anesthetize you as I drain your blood. So, tell me something about your exciting career, Golden Graham.
Yeah, we need to wrap things up, Nora. Kick him to the curb.
It doesn't hurt at all where you're drinking my blood.
Well, I can make it hurt.
I'm good. All right, so on Mantix, I performed my own stunts. I broke my wrist and dislocated my shoulder in the pilot. Whoa, I'm really lightheaded because you're drinking my blood. Does that mean I'm a vampire now?
She can also just kill you.
And like that, au revoir, Fleur de Prunier.
I better stomp on his nuts with my giant boots to make sure he's dead.
Nora, we're going to have to wrap things up here.
The villagers are storming our set.
With torches and pitchforks.
Pitchforks. Who the suck carries pitchforks in this day and age, romaine dressing?
So this is the baller boat.
Don't be so smug. This has been a very special episode of
The
Talbot
Family Horror Podcast.
You know, someday we should think about not killing all our guests.
Nah.
Yeah.
This has been Far Out Fiesta episode 8.
203.
Thank you. The Talbot Family Horror Podcast. I have been your host and humble narrator, Richard.
Yes.
Please, please,
Richard
give it up.
Houghton!
Please give it up for our amazing cast: Rob Hudspeth, Juliana Briscoe, and Kristen Key. All right. Before we go, does anybody have anything they'd like to share with this vast viewing universe?
Well, yes. You can go to Facebook and look up Indie Film Night. That's Indie Film Night. There will be a night of indie films, if you didn't guess already, on September the 12th.
Showing the studio movie grill on Spring Valley. In Richardson?
Yes.
Yeah, Richardson.
Richardson, I think Central, yes,
And
Spring
one of
Valley.
our films
Oh,
that
awesome.
we're in.
That is such a convenient location, and that's only 9 days away. Can I purchase my tickets immediately, or do I have to wait until the day of the event?
You can purchase them now.
And
Awesome.
it's very affordable.
Really?
It is.
$3.
You would spend $30 to go see it too, right?
Oh, easy.
You know what? There's no amount of money that would be too much.
I can think of an amount of money
Right.
that would be too much.
And just so you know, the Studio Movie Grill is enforcing social distancing, so they're only allowing 70 people in the theater. So
So
now,
all right.
$3 in person, I think.
yes,
All right. Snap them
and
up.
COVID-free popcorn.
Snap up
Yes.
those tickets now. All right, everybody. See you next week. Good night. Bye.